Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take an outlook here at XRP, see what's going on. Just double checking a few important factors such as this descending trend line that still has yet to be broken. Even when Bitcoin pumps by a significant margin, majority of the market goes on fire. XRP barely continued higher to reject off this descending trend. So not a good look. Still strong propensity for the further downside at this point. So I'm not surprised to see the price action responding like this because it's basically just this local low here working as a new high. So we'll talk more about that. Let's quickly recognize the back-end liquidation data first and go from there. And if you're watching, perhaps you're new to the channel, always hit the like button, folks. Please help grow the channel. Get this one to more people because I'm always going to tell you straight and how it is. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat things or have an agenda. It doesn't do me any good to tell you that this is going to the moon. We're not going to see $200 to $300 in XRP. Almost probably never, honestly. I'm not trying to be raining on your parade there and your get rich quick scheme, but you have any idea how much market capitalization we need to see for this coin to be 100x of right now? I don't know. I'm sorry. Just stop listening to those other idiots that are talking about that. Anyways, the whole conversation that I'm going to have with you is just based on logic and just things that are on the charts. It's really simple, straightforward stuff. But hopefully I can educate you on that. Anyways, thanks again. I appreciate you. That's the whole point of that. 220 to 230, we can see upper liquidation range above the price. That's kind of a heavy concentration. So we get in the 220 range and we break that level, we'll probably see a run to 230. That's what that implies. But 220 is that current resistance level. I'll show you on the charts here what I mean by that. And here's another stark reality here, just kind of coming to terms with it. There's a lot of support, yes, in this range of $2, but there's also a lot of liquidation, and market makers, and I don't know if you know this much, but market makers manipulate the price on pretty much everything in the market. Specifically, this coin. This coin has the most amount of suppression and or momentum based on market makers. It's not people like you and I pumping the price or dumping it. Right? I highly doubt anyone's dumping their XRP right now. At least those who are all in, if you will. Having said that, though, $2 is that heavy concentration liquidation. The whole point of me mentioning this is that area acts like a magnet, and it has been for some time, and we just keep on grinding down to that level. I think $2 is going to be a better case scenario for us here in the near future. 190 is that secondary level, that 0.68 fib level below that. All that being said, though, the whole point of that is just kind of letting you know that this reaffirms and reiterates that we have a significant amount of divergence. This is the amount of short liquidation delta right now at this point. We're at about $250 million, so $250 million in liquidation short delta, telling us we have that much more in shorts than longs, okay? And that does imply that you don't want to try to take a long against it. Don't be a hero. There's no room for heroes in trading because they get destroyed and you never hear from them again. That's essentially what happens. But all that being said, macro perspective is still in good shape. So I'm not hating on this coin. I'm simply telling you how it is because the overall sentiment is mostly good, okay? And what I mean by that is we broke our descending trend line here. We have essentially established higher highs and higher lows on lower time frames. While we haven't officially broken above our 255 or like our local high of 290, some of these ranges need to be broken to break bullish. We've shifted momentum, so the propensity for further upside makes more sense, okay? That's just the overall sentiment. But short term, next week or two, perhaps even longer, we're probably going to see the price continue to bleed out until the 2, possibly 190, worst case scenario 160 levels. And that's just kind of the cold reality of it. We've broken under 50 in the RSI. We're under our moving average. We're also seeing money flow index pulling back below the RSI, which is generally construed as a bearish divergence. Stochastic swinging down and MACD's diverge. We've got every single sign here telling us outside of the 200-day SMA right there at 207, by the way, letting us know that the price is going to continue lower for XRP. Okay, so there's nothing here I see that is like super fantastic. 4-hour time frame. It's also reflecting the same behavior here. We're kind of squeezing into this 200/20-day SMA. Sometimes you can see the price pivot from here. It can happen, but it's going to require Bitcoin to run towards 100,000. Okay. If Bitcoin continues to do what it's doing and pulling back, altcoin dominance is going to continue to go down. Bitcoin dominance is going to go up as it has consistently. And we're in a position right now where Bitcoin dominance going up implies that the price of Bitcoin going down is going to shove altcoins down further. And what happens to altcoins that already have significant bearish divergence? They continue much lower, much faster. So I do think we have a strong propensity for further downside. We have one last line of defense here at the 20-day SMA. Sorry, that's the 200. That's not really that's more of a consolation. You'll hear people talk about how important it is And it can be, don't get me wrong, but some people put too much emphasis on it and they think that it's like a support level. It's literally just kind of a guide of what direction you're heading and the overall trend. We're almost fully bearish in the 4-hour time frame is what that's telling us. Same thing here as well with the RSIs and stochastic. Everything's pulling back and there's nothing really good to see, okay? And then if you kind of confirm this here with the hourly time frame, we can see while we are within the cloud, haven't truly broken below it, there's a solid chance we're going to continue lower because we've tested that upper lead and consistently get rejected by it. And there's just nothing here that I see that's positive. Okay, so if you're hearing anybody else saying to buy this dip and to go along with that leverage right now, I think you should not listen to them. Now, buying dips is one thing. Obviously, adding to your spot bag, that's a conversation for another day, though. You know, like I always average into my spot bag as the price pulls back on my favorite coins, okay? Or the coins I feel are going to be worthwhile someday. And this is one of those coins. So yeah, no shade against XRP. It's one of those coins that's just heavily speculated right now. And I think that just listening to some of these ridiculous people that don't know a dang thing about trading telling you what to do is just ridiculous. Anyways, I'm not telling you to do anything. I want you to be educated so you make a good informed decision. This isn't a position where I'm going to want to buy or take along with leverage. Okay, I'm actually almost inclined to want to take a short position, but I may hold off on that because we got a Fed meeting here in about 30 minutes, and you generally don't want to trade against that. All right, folks. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. Look forward to seeing the next one. Take care of yourself out there. Bye-bye.